Are you guys able to hear me okay can you hear me now? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay now. All right, let's see if y'all can hear me. All right, we do have three tornado warnings right now, and that again is likely because it's still showing this one, but it is now moved out of the county. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't know what happened, Robert. I don't know what's going on. It could be that I might have paused talking, and sometimes TikTok has a tendency to shut down if there's no audio. So I apologize. Ronaldo, hey. All right, so we do have audio again. I apologize, folks, that we're on the live and you couldn't hear me. I think TikTok stopped the audio or stopped everything for a little bit because I probably was quiet. I was trying to think of what the heck was going on with my radar, and sometimes they have a tendency to stop the live and that type of thing when they don't see or don't hear any audio detection. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at here's that tornado warning over by Aspermont. This is radar indicated tornado, max size hail 2 inches, 30 miles per hour. It's moving off to the east. Again, we just have two tornado warnings. I know it shows three, but that'll be changing here very shortly um, because we just have the two. This one is going to be allowed to expire because it's moving out of the area. This would be over by Spearman, Texas. It's a very destructive storm. Again, this is radar indicated. These are both radar indicated. Expires at 8:45. So in a couple of minutes, that's the one to the northwest of Gruver, Texas. So once that one expires, it'll be just the two again. But they keep on moving these puppies. But I will need to end my live here in about another 17 minutes. Thank you, Ronaldo, for the follow. I appreciate it. That storm developed right above me in Lubbock and still going. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Let's go to look at that one over by Lubbock. Yeah, this puppy here is pretty considerable damage expected. And see here if I could get that to zoom in here enough. Usually it gives me the ability to show the motion and all of that, but for whatever reason, it's not allowing me to do that. So 1 3/4 inch hail, damage threat is considerable. They don't have a tornado possible tag on it, and I don't see anything to warrant that would need to, but it's still a dangerous storm north of Lubbock. Yeah, there are level land, Texas. It's continuing to develop. See, this is the reason why it's continuing to develop to the west. So it goes over the area and then it gets redevelopment. And the reason for that, if I could put on the current temperatures and dew points, that'll help us kind of have a better idea. Look at the METAR observations here with the dew points. We got 63-degree dew point and we got 18-degree dew point over here in far western portion of New Mexico. So that dry line is right here and we got that moist air right here. So if we take a look at where the convective outlook is for today, we got the general thunderstorms, Roswell, New Mexico, Fort Sumner, that area. But once it gets into this Portales, New Mexico area and Muleshoe, you really start to see things ramp up because it's got a lot of moisture that it's working with. 63-degree dew point, 86-degree temperature right now, and relative humidity 46%. That is pretty significant, and that's why these storms are going to continue to develop over here and go over the same areas. So, not out of the woods, but I will definitely need to stop my live here in about another 14 minutes. Again, as I suspected, the tornado warning that we did have um, for the one area up here by Spearman, it is still there, but there was another polygon just to the northwest that was allowed to expire because it moved out of the area. So we do still have this tornado warning here, and that is radar indicated moving off to the southeast at 26 miles per hour. We do see Spearman, Groover. You guys are in the path of this destructive tornado warning cell. So stay mindful of that. And again, this has got 3-inch hail still with it. So be mindful and stay weather aware and stay safe. Have it in Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia, you're not having any of that right now. We're expecting some significant weather over the course of the next few days over in Atlanta. I will have a weather update tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So you can certainly follow and join the live tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. as we typically do our live breakdown of what the severe weather is expected for the day. Many times we get interrupted, though, in the middle of a stream where we have to go from the mode of kind of going over what nonchalant the day is expected to have to going into full severe weather mode because sometimes these storms ramp up early enough in the morning. So we'll have to see how that plays out, but be sure to follow if you're not already. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can kind of get an idea of what's expected for this storm right here. That tornado warning is expected to expire at 9 p.m. However, I do still see pretty pretty big signature there that I would suspect they'll probably continue to allow that to have another tornado warning as it moves off to the east, and that'll mainly impact areas of rural areas after it gets done with Aspermont, Texas. When will they have a tornado in Atlanta? I'm not even going to go there. That's too far in advance to figure. I can't depict. It's not going to be. It's not going to be today. I will tell you that. It's not going to be today. They're not going to have a tornado in Atlanta today. I can definitely safely say that. But I will not make those types of predictions on here. I don't make predictions unless I can see that it shows something significant. And right now, that area, do not see anything that would suggest today is going to have that risk for. You're in a generalized thunderstorms for categorical outlook, and you're less than 2% risk of a tornado for today in Atlanta. So you're all right. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look again at these cells. They continue to develop from the west. Thanks for the follow, Desiree, Christopher. I appreciate the follow. And Bland, that would explain why I wasn't getting any new followers. Nobody could hear me. And I'm sorry, Robert, that I didn't say anything. You sent me a message and you kept saying he'll be right back, and I was like, what are you talking about? I'm on here. Do Kentucky. I'll go to Kentucky. Old Kentucky. All right, so right now you guys have, we'll do the Kentucky categorical outlook here for Kentucky. And I got that shut off. Let me pull that back up here. Kentucky, your categorical outlook, that's showing general thunderstorms for areas of Kentucky. That's for today. Tomorrow, that changes quite a bit, as you do see a slight risk for Bowling Green, I can kind of give you a, if I shut off the live radar here, I'm going to go ahead and shut that off and give you a radar estimate of what could happen over the next several hours. We'll take a look at the next 18 hours. Let's take a look at that. We'll put the radar estimates of what this could possibly look like. All right. Again, this is radar estimates of what could happen. Okay, so here's what is possible. As we look, this is at 8:58 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay, as you can see, this is 9 p.m. Not really looking at a whole lot going on. But for Kentucky, it's going to be sometime in the afternoon of tomorrow. Kentucky, you will want to stay weather aware. Sometime after 12 o'clock, and then even areas of Nashville, Savannah, Tennessee area. If we go through that again, look at that. That's going to be primarily a wind threat, but there could be some possibility of some impact for tornado activity. And the activity for tornadoes, I'm suspecting that to be ramping up again. This is a look at 3 o'clock in the morning right here. Ponca City. I believe it's Ponca City. Yeah, Ponca City, Oklahoma. You can see that ramp up quite a bit for areas of Ponca City in the overnight hours. So we're having additional development. That's what we could possibly see. 12 o'clock, Eric, Oklahoma. I can't specify any specific area, but I would say anyone that is from areas of Newkirk, Oklahoma, all the way back over to Cheyenne, Oklahoma. Let's look at those areas. This is around midnight. Weatherford area of Oklahoma, I would be very concerned for that area around midnight as development is expected to ramp up again. And then once we get into like the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, Oklahoma City, unfortunately, Norman, Oklahoma could end up with some impacts there. I can't say without a doubt a tornado type of thing, but you could end up having possibilities of that tornado risk because you got that 2% for tomorrow. So tonight, overnight into tomorrow, that 2% risk for tornado activity does exist. So just be weather aware. Indiana, I'll take a look at you real quick. All right, we're going to put up today's risks here. Again, Indiana, not expecting a whole lot for today. Day 2, southern portion of Indiana has that marginal risk for severe weather, or a 1 out of 5. The probability of tornadoes for tomorrow would be south of Bloomington, Indiana, kind of the Jasper area, even Evansville, and then the hail and the wind threat. It's likely more of a wind threat than anything else for tomorrow for areas of Indiana, if you're south of Indianapolis, Indiana. Is it going to go near Broken Arrow? You're talking about Oklahoma, I assume. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Broken Arrow. I apologize. Broken Arrow. And Broken Arrow on northeast Oklahoma. What is a threat for us? For today, northeast Oklahoma, you're in a slight risk for severe weather. Your probability of tornadoes is 2% for northeast Oklahoma for today. Tomorrow, that changes a little bit. You still end up with that 2% risk for tornado activity, but that could update with an overnight update and change to a 5% risk. In my opinion, that would be likely. But I don't work for the National Weather Service or Storm Prediction Center, but that's, again, just my opinion. So northeast portion of Oklahoma, again, the slight risk for tomorrow, that would be a 2 out of 5. And then the probability for tornado right now is 2% for tomorrow. And then for tonight, it's still 2% as well. Newark, Ohio, they will be good for tonight. So Drew Walford, Newark, Ohio will be good for tonight. Memphis, you got to be aware overnight hours. Stay alert, Memphis, Tennessee, San Angelo. All right, let me go back to these tornado warnings real quick in a little bit here. Just need to see if there's any areas. We already alerted and warned folks that were in Aspermont, Texas. We see this is going to continue to be over mainly rural areas. Again, folks, as I was telling you, I was going to be done with the live here in a few minutes. So at 9 o'clock, I have a hard stop. No matter what, I've got a hard stop at 9 p.m. So that's 3 minutes from now. So we do have this 5% area of risk. The brown shaded area is the tornado risk. It's a 5%. So I'm starting to see a possibility of some more development happening right over Springfield, Colorado area, and those will likely continue to move southeastward. These are weather models that we're looking at. This is one weather model. It's an HRRR weather model, and it was updated at 8 p.m., so just be aware. These are estimates here. That wind threat and isolated tornado threat overnight hours. This will look at 3:20 in the morning. Thank you, Cindy Lou. I appreciate you and I appreciate the heart me's. Indiana, you don't have to worry about anything for tonight. Again, southern part of Indiana, tomorrow you have some risks, but stay weather aware. We will do a live update at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Balancito, hi there. Where is this? Right now, these are radar estimates. I'm looking at Texas and Oklahoma area. Again, we're looking at, we're running through this. So up here, you can see this model time, hopefully. So this is looking at June 6, 2025, 11:52 p.m. These are radar estimates right now. So we'll look at what southwestern portion of Kansas could look like. That's what I'm looking at right now. Let's look at that. And then we'll go section by section here. This will look at around 11 p.m. Jetmore, Dodge City area, Liberal, Kansas. Y'all want to be very mindful of some hail and some significant severe weather around 11 p.m. tonight. As we go through a little bit further, Greensburg, Kansas. Again, Greensburg, Kansas around 11:50 p.m. could end up having some impacts there. So anytime after 11 p.m. Impacts meaning hail, a lot of rain. These are probably going to be some slow movers as well. We're looking at 1 o'clock in the morning. Could it start impacting areas of Wichita? But again, this is going to be mainly a wind threat. I don't see this will start moving pretty quickly once we get past 1:30 p.m. or 1:30 in the morning. And then let's go back to Oklahoma now. and take a look at that. Oklahoma now, we're going to take a look at radar estimates of what that's going to likely look at. Leedy around 11:30 p.m. You got some intense storms right there. Arpaio and Weatherford around midnight. That would be in Oklahoma. Binger, Oklahoma, Woodward, all the way back up here near Chautauqua, maybe. That would be pretty impactful. Hail, as well as a possibility of some tornadic activity there as well, because that certainly looks pretty intense right here. Sealing, Oklahoma, or maybe Sailing, Seiling. And then Oklahoma City around 4 o'clock in the morning. Look at that. Oklahoma City, that's a highly populated area. The village, Nichols Hills, Valley Brook, Moore. That's looking at a radar estimate at 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's go back a little bit. So between 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning, pretty impactful. I'm trying to zoom into some highly populated areas there. So that's going to be some pretty significant storms. And I don't want to forget about people on the Broken Arrow. I know there was some people that was asking about Broken Arrow. Let's take a look at that. Looks like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, Broken Arrow could have some pretty intense storms around that time frame if this all holds together. I mean, you got 72-degree temperature right now. Actually, you're probably higher than that. I think I'm looking at the dew points, so I apologize. Yeah, that's dew points. So 72-degree dew point still. So lots of moisture working in there. I know somebody wanted me to go take a look at North Carolina. North Carolina, I could only go out 18 hours with this particular weather model, and I do have access to other ones, but I've got to make sure that I stay on top. I know there's only one tornado warning right now, but um, I know I said I was going to have a hard stop. My wife's not home yet, so I don't need to go off here yet, but this is a look at 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. So Clarksville, Tennessee, Dixon, Tennessee, along that I-40, Savannah. Again, these would be areas of Tennessee. Boonville, Mississippi. Oxford, Mississippi, around 1 p.m. So I'm expecting some significant storms to impact even areas of Memphis, Tennessee after 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty busy live. If I look at 8 o'clock in the morning, my live is at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning. So that's when I typically go over some of my assessing the risks for the day type of thing. It's storming in North Georgia right now. Kimberly, let me go ahead and pull that information here and take a look at your live radar. I'll stop the radar estimates and we'll take a look and see what's going on. I don't doubt that it's stormy. Just what the level of severity is going to be what we want to make sure that we take a look at here. So let's take a look at that right now. You're correct. It is stormy. It definitely is stormy. We do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings in, yeah, we don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings in the area of Georgia. Um, so I will say that you could end up having some stuff happen tomorrow. So just be mindful of that. Again, this is the severe weather risks in the yellow. That's the risk of 2 out of 5. And then the enhanced area is that brown or orangish color. That's for today. Houston, Texas. You guys are okay in Houston for today. Your risk for tomorrow looks good. Day 3 still looks fine. Day 4, I'm not going to go any further than that because Houston, you're good. You don't have any real risks over the next few days for sure. Are you safe in Oxford? I apologize if I didn't get to you right away. BB2 Shiesty. Allie Sugar, Lubbock. Right now, you're still in the clear, but there are some storms that are moving in an easterly direction. Level land looks, this is a live look right now at the live radar here. So it does look like it's re-intensifying over that area again. Abernathy already has had some impacts. Level land, Texas already had some impacts, but it's re-intensifying again based on what I see here. All right, let's go ahead and make sure that we check on the tornado warning, where that's at here. Let's see, I believe it allowed to expire. Let's check though. I think it will be allowed to expire. Edmond, Oklahoma, you were asking about. All right, Edmond, Oklahoma. Yeah, you guys are going to be impacted in your overnight hours, late night tonight after midnight. So just stay weather aware. Unfortunately, Edmond, Oklahoma, you are in that 2% risk for severe weather, or 2% risk for tornadoes. You can see that in the green, and then the brown shaded area, that is the 5% risk. So Mena, Arkansas, I don't know exactly where that is, but I will take a look at Arkansas area. Right here, Little Rock area, you're in that 2%. Well, just to the west of you, 2% risk for tornado probability. Tomorrow, you're pretty much the whole state of Arkansas is in a 2% risk for tornado probability. The categorical outlook, right now, slight risk for uh, all of Arkansas for tomorrow. So stay weather aware. We'll have a live update at 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Is there a tornado weather in Oxford? Can I ask you, Oxford, what area of Oxford, or what's the state? I apologize if you already said it. Oxford. Jerry, trust in God. A 2% risk means it's the lowest risk possible, but it's still is something that you need to stay weather aware. It means tornadoes are possible. Oh, Oxford, Mississippi. I apologize. Okay, so Oxford, Mississippi area. And I apologize if there are smaller areas, it's a little hard for me to be able to get to that. If I can get to the right area, right? There we go, Oxford. So Oxford for today, you are in the marginal risk for severe weather. Your probability of tornadoes is less than 2%. However, that changes, and you guys will be tomorrow or overnight into that 2% risk for tornado probability. Your risk for hail tomorrow, again, you're in a pretty significant risk there as well. And let's take a look at the wind probability. Oxford, you're in a 30% area for that wind threat. So that's for tomorrow. So be mindful overnight into tomorrow morning because that's where I'm expecting things to get pretty impactful. Again, this is a look at tomorrow. All right. This is going back to today's risk. We've got now a 30% area for the wind risk. That is that red zone. And then we do have Scott City, that area that's in that slight risk. Here's the categorical, that enhanced risk. We still have one tornado warning that will not give up. Right here, this is over Spearman, Texas, 2.5-inch hail size. And Anna, Illinois. I'm sorry, I can't get to every single area here. What time is it going to get in Lubbock? And go ahead and shut off the convective outlooks here. 1 second. Got super busy, so I apologize. Apparently, this is the greatest time to be going live because it certainly has gotten busier. Let me go ahead and go to our composite. Actually, let me shut the radar off and I'll go ahead and look at a radar estimate. I'll give you guys some kind of timeline as best as I can in areas of Ohio, Texas. Holy smokes, 240 now what? 240 now what? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these risk areas. We're going to look at golly, it got busy in here. Holy smokes, people. Okay, to Jimbo. I'm going to look at Wilmington, but if you keep on going, I'm going to have somebody mute you. I can't possibly go to Ohio when Ohio is nowhere in a risk for today. We've got other stuff that, all right, so let me go ahead and take a look at the timeline here. I'm going to kind of play this through here as best as I can. Now I lost all. Well, Ohio can wait not just because they're east, it's just because of the fact that they're not under a huge risk right now. And that's why we got to take care of these things right now that have a bigger risk. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the timeline. So I'm going to look at Oklahoma. Here's Oklahoma, smack dab in the middle, okay? Try to pick out your areas as best as possible. The radar estimate is right here. The time is in Central Daylight Time. So this is a look at what Weatherford area around 11:58. Okay, and then I'll go to Texas. I'm going to do my best here. Oklahoma City again. That's going to be pretty impactful around 4 o'clock in the morning. You guys are going to get a lot of rain. Okay, that's Oklahoma. Let's go through that whole scan. And it looks like by the time you get to 8 o'clock in the morning, it's kind of garden variety showers. Time you get to 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, kind of garden variety showers. Again, these are radar estimates, so be mindful of that. So that's Oklahoma timing. I'm not going to specify any specific cities. Kind of, you can see some of the general cities and the interstates on there. That's the best that I can do at this point. Now let's go to Texas, figure out the timing. Texas, you're huge, so it's going to take a little bit more time. So let's go ahead and take a look at these estimates. Again, right now this is an estimate at 9 p.m. Okay. Now we're going to scan through that. That's an estimate of around 10:30. Okay. So based on what this is showing, Texas, you're going to start to be out of the woods based on once these storm cells move out over by Haskell, it's going to kind of slowly die out. If you're in northern part of Texas, though, over by Pampa and Shamrock and Wheeler, you're still going to be dealing with this till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Midland, right now, you do have some storms to the west of you. I don't suspect those will be tornadic. They just canceled one of the severe thunderstorm warnings right now. So a lot of these storms are going to slowly die out that are farther south into areas of I-20. Okay. So that's the good news. These are going to slowly die out. If you're north of Amarillo, you guys are still in for some severe weather into the overnight hours. Again, this is a look at 4 o'clock in the morning. Areas of Arkansas, stop spamming. Daniel Moore, I think I'm going to stop the live here. I can't get people to stop spamming. If you want to spam, go somewhere else. We're not going to be, You're not, you know what? I'm not going to even pick Arkansas. Forget it. I'm not going to hit Arkansas because one person's got to continue to spam. Robert, I'm going to go ahead and add you as a moderator if you're okay with that. Robert, are you okay with adding you as a moderator? If you are, say yes. Okay, I will go ahead and do that. Hang on one second. I just got to remember how to do it. One second, folks. Takes a moment here. One second, folks. I got to keep talking because otherwise it's going to stop me from doing it here. Tools. And it's not allowing me to put you as a moderator. What's the deal here? Live recordings. All right, I'm trying to get to. One second here. I'm going to see how I can go to this, get you as a moderator. I'll get you as a moderator here, Robert. One second. I appreciate your guys' patience. That's why sometimes, all right, start a live session, tap the plus, select live. Oh, that's where I gotta go. Settings, moderators, add moderator. Let's see if I can find you, Robert. Ah, shoot. Robert, it's not going to allow me to. It's not allowing me. All right. Thank you so much. I'll definitely get you added. It's just I'm using another platform here, and so it doesn't allow me. But all right, so let's go ahead. It looks like 2 tornado warnings. So that is this one here. I'll take a look at Arkansas. We shouldn't allow. I'm not going to allow some guy or gal that wants to spam to hurt it for other folks. That was rude of me. So, all right, Arkansas area. The timing on that. Rogers, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, 3 o'clock in the morning. Pretty impactful area here. Some hail expected. Could have some isolated tornadoes in those areas. Again, reason why that is you do have that 2% risk overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, again, much of Arkansas, actually all of Arkansas, is under that 2% risk for tornadoes. And look at this large 2% area. This is green, the green area. This includes Cape Girardeau, southern part of Illinois, southern part of Indiana, western part of Kentucky and Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, large area. So let's go ahead and get a little bit further into Arkansas. Heber Springs, look at that. Pretty impactful. This is around 9:20 in the morning. So 10 o'clock in the morning, Memphis, Tennessee area, big impacts there. Would not be a bit surprised to see a number of tornadoes. Actually, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to actually see a 5% area over by Memphis tomorrow. 5% risk of tornadic activity somewhere in here. So just be mindful of that. Liberal, Kansas, they haven't tested the tornado alarms this year? Really? Oh my goodness. I could check Liberal, Kansas here. Liberal, Kansas. I don't know where that is. Can you tell me where it is in relation to Kansas City or Salina? Near Perryton. Oh, hang on one second here. Daniel, I've already checked Arkansas. Guys, I'm gonna let you guys all go. And the only reason why, gosh, I hate doing this when I need more moderators in here. I can't get good ones half the time, but I tell you, Robert, Jay, Jeff when he's available, Maddie, let's stop that. All right. Nope, I'm not doing Ohio. All right, I'm letting you guys go. I'm gonna let you guys go. So we probably got bots and everything else in here. God bless everybody. Stay safe, everybody. I'm gonna let you guys go, and you guys have a great evening.